Number 13, the Cannoneer Squad. The stats are 30% armor, 154 health, 17 to 26 damage in melee, and 26 to 38 damage in ranged combat. These stats are basically the same as the Elite Harassers inventions, except that the Elite Harassers have the same stat for melee damage and range damage, and are faster attackers. Anyway, the Cannoneer's first ability is Growing Ranks. It's an expensive ability that allows you to get up to 5 Cannoneers, when usually you can only get 2. It's a pretty good ability. However, its other ability, Incendiary Ammo, or however you pronounce it, is better. Every 12 seconds, the Cannoneers load a special ammunition into their guns that deals 48 to 72 damage in a small area that also burns any enemies it comes in contact with. The burning damage deals a total of 96 damage. Add that to the regular explosion of incendiary ammo, and you got 144 to 168 damage. This is already insane, but each Cannoneer does this damage separately. With 5 Cannoneers, this attack can deal 720 to 840 damage. It's insane that one tower can deal that much damage every 12 seconds. The only other towers that can possibly do this are the Blazing Gem, or the Ignis Altar, or the Sandworm Hollow, or maybe the Musketeer Garrison's Shrapnel Shot ability. Overall, the Cannoneers are one of the best towers of all time. In fact, they're the 3rd best barrack of all time, being barely outpaced by the Elite Harassers and Rocket Gunners. And just by saying that shows how much power that the Cannoneer Squad has. Number 12, the Elite Harassers. The stats are 286 health, 27 to 38 damage, and instead of armor, they have a 30% dodge chance. As I've already said, these stats are like the Cannoneers, but better. Anyway, their first ability is Backstab. Turns the Elite Harassers' dodge chance to 50% and adds a counterattack to when they dodge. Their counterattack damage is 20 to 30. This is a pretty good ability, adding on to both their survivability and damage. It's not as powerful as the Assassin's counterattack ability, but it's cheaper and still pretty good. However, their next ability, Aerostorm, is simply insane. Every 12 seconds, the Elite Harassers shoot 5 arrows at an enemy. Each arrow deals 48 to 72 damage for a total of 242 360 damage. Plus, since each Elite Harasser shoots it separately, you doubled that to get 482 720 damage. This is basically a weaker, cheaper version of the Cannoneer Squad's Incendiary Ammo, and is one of the best abilities in the series. However, the same cannot be said for the Elite Harasser's last ability, Fury of the Twilight. Every time an Elite Harasser dies, they have a 75% chance of going berserk for 6 seconds, which isn't really long, and have these stats: 0 armor dodge chance, 250 health, and 72 to 48 damage, and can only do damage at melee range. As if these stats weren't weak enough, this ability also delays the Elite Harasser's respawn time, so it's best you never get this ability at all. Anyway, overall, despite having one near useless ability, Elite Harassers are still one of the best towers of all time, winning themselves the title of second best barrack ever. Number 11, the Eldritch Channelers. The stats are a slow speed, a long range, and 261 damage. Now, the Eldritch Channeler attacks in a strange way, dealing its attack damage over 4.75 seconds. So, In practice, its insane damage isn't quite that big of a deal. Still, to do this damage at all in a single attack is incredible, and it can do even more damage with its first ability, Power Overflow. It's a cheap passive that makes the Eldritch Channeler's attack chain to 3 more enemies, having a total of 4 enemies hit by the ray. However, 3 enemies that aren't hit by the first ray of the Eldritch Channeler will take 75% of the Eldritch Channeler's damage. It's still pretty powerful, however, it's not quite as powerful as its last ability, Mutation Hex. Every 18.4 seconds, the Eldritch Channeler can turn an enemy into a sheep that can be clipped to death, and is only 200 gold. It's basically a cheaper polymorph with a longer cooldown. It's an awesome skill like the first polymorph. Overall, the Eldritch Channeler is an incredibly powerful tower, combining traits from both the Sorcerer Mage and the Blazing Gem. Although, in my opinion, they should have stayed good. They're more powerful that way.